Hey guys, good morning. Here we are. We're diving into the book of Job. I'm excited. This will be actually the last morning devotion I do for a little while. We've got a lot of great ones coming up from all the other guys. We'll be in Israel. We will certainly plan on going live from Israel just about every day, which will be super exciting. Keep an eye out for those. Make sure you watch those as we navigate through Israel, seeing many of the sites that have biblical context and significance, and it's going to be a blessing as we plan out a trip for everyone. So super excited about that and what the Lord has in store for us as a church and as a body for next year. So we're going to be here in Job chapter 15. And we understand we're in this extended section of Job where there's a lot of back and forth between between Job and his three friends. His three friends are kind of constantly at this point starting to tear him down, call him out, that sort of thing, because life has become so overwhelmingly difficult. And the problem is that everybody in this situation is coming off as wise, having understood the very knowledge of God. Even Job, at some context, is trying to grab hold of that, but he's not nearly on the edge of saying, well, this is how God works, when they really don't have a clue. And not a single one of the people in this section knows the story behind the scenes, understands that Satan has come to the Lord, and the Lord has given an opportunity for there to be incredible spiritual warfare on Job's life, a season of testing and of trials. And they don't know the details of everything that's going on. So all the friends can do is look on the surface and be able to, well, make their own decisions. And with those own decisions, they are missing the mark greatly. So here we are. We're in Job chapter 15. And Eliphaz is one of the friends that are there today. And it's right after Job had kind of called his friends out for having empty words. He says, should a wise man answer with empty knowledge and fill himself with the east wind? Should he reason with an unprofitable talk or by speeches with which he can do no good? Right. So he's turning this back on him, saying, listen, who are you to call us empty? Right. And we're going to find that he continues on, and he's talking about your life is in shambles. You look at it, you've lost your family, you've lost your stuff, you've lost your health, everything has gone down. You have no capacity to tell us how our life to go because you're clearly experiencing God's judgment upon your life. Well, I'm just going to focus on one verse from this point forward. Verse 31, it says this, let him not trust in futile things, deceiving himself, for futility will be his reward. This single statement in and of itself is fantastic. But what he's doing is he's using this statement to throw it back into Job's face. But the problem is that the mind of Eliphaz and all of these friends are also futile because they haven't understood the true mind of God. And so therefore they're back and forth that when calamity strikes, it's because, well, they did something wrong. This is what we use today, and we'll describe it as karma. All kinds of people will talk about it. And everybody loves the idea of karma when somebody else gets justice, and that if they do something good, then good's going to come back to them. And so there's this kind of cosmic balance of scales of good and evil that the universe is always trying to kind of keep up with. And the problem is that God is so outside of that. Right, that God has a bigger plan and a bigger purpose. And in this case, Job has been struck as a measure of trial and testing to demonstrate the very richness of his own faith. And as hard as that may be to grasp, it is true and it's powerful. And so as he says these words, let him not trust in futile things, deceiving himself, for futility will be his reward. These futile things that we all trust in fall apart. What is he trusting in? He's trusting in his wisdom. In this case, Eliphaz is. What else do we trust in? We might trust in our money. We might trust in our resources. We might trust in all sorts of things, just like Job could have been foreseen trusting in. All those have been stripped away, and we now get to find out what in the world built on? Was it because you have much? Or is it not? Did that miss the mark? And everything is futile except for the very trust that we can have in God, in Jesus Christ, and the work that He did there on the cross. The reality of it is Jesus changed the entire paradigm when He came. He made it clear that it's no longer about considering ourselves and all of our ways and all the decisions of our hands, but rather to consider Him, to deny ourselves, and rather than satisfy the flesh, but rather deny ourselves and follow the Lord in all those things. And this is the futile thoughts of the world as they continue to tell us more self-esteem, more self-love, more of these things are going to be able to kind of move you in a direction. This is futile thinking. This is wasteful words, all those deals. But the reality of it is that if we find ourselves in a great place of trouble, that's when we recognize that we have been tested by God and our foundation has been proven. Just as Jesus would talk about the storm and the wind and the waves beating up against the house, what does it do? It determines whether or not the house is built on the rock or the house is built on sand. What is it doing? It's determining the foundation. Why? Not so the house falls down, no, but rather that it could be restored, it could be strengthened, the foundation could be set upon something that would be much stronger. And that's exactly what we must do. And as we go through trials and tribulations, what is your foundation? That's the mighty question that we all have to ask. What is your foundation? Is it in the Lord or is it in other things? And that is the one thing that is not futile. I love you guys. Be encouraged and strengthened by God's word. Be challenged by it. Check exactly where you're at in your own life. And may you just be incredibly blessed today as you allow the Lord to do a mighty work. I love you guys. God bless you all. And we will see you, sometime the next few days when we're in Israel. Love you all.